Hi guys, it's Krista with Playing with a Purpose. I'm sure you guys are all missing your kiddos just as much as I am. Our life has been turned upside down and things are really different right now. It's so hard when you look after children every single day and all of a sudden, just like that, you don't see them anymore. I was so blessed by my daycare families a few days ago for my birthday. They surprised me with a drive-by birthday parade, and that just filled up my heart so much. And I can't tell you how much that lifted my spirit. I can't even tell, that's you guys! Oh, that's so sweet! Just having that small connection with them just made all the difference. Later today, I plan on dropping off my daycare children an Easter gift, and I also wanted to put together some activities for my daycare children to do while they're at home, and I thought I would show you what I put together. At the beginning of March, we started out with a favorite authors unit, and one of the books that we read was Have You Filled a Bucket Today? And we were learning about being bucket fillers and bucket dippers. So I talked to the children about how everybody has an invisible bucket, and we can either be bucket fillers or we can be bucket dippers. The children had decorated their buckets when they were still here, and I was giving them little tickets. When I caught my children being bucket fillers, I gave them a little ticket to put inside their bucket. And likewise, when I saw them doing something that was bucket dipping, I took one of these tickets out. And it was really working well in the classroom. And so I decided to make some extra copies, and I put them inside the bucket and some instructions for my daycare families, and they can continue this exercise at home. I also put together a big packet, and I'll just walk you through what I made for them. The first thing I did was write out a list of activities and some instructions. I gave each of the children their name to practice. I printed up some free activities from different websites. This one was from preschoolmom.com, color bingo, alphabet bingo, and farm animal bingo. So I wanted the children to focus on their letters, their numbers, their shapes, their counting skills, their fine motor practice. So I tried to incorporate a lot of those different skills inside this packet with items that I already had at home. So for this activity, the children would take the popsicle stick and place it like that. The older children can fill in how many sides they have, and it's a great fine motor activity. This particular one had square, triangle, and rectangle, so I went ahead and cut some of the popsicle sticks in half. They didn't have a circle. I just went ahead and made a circle one, and I'm gonna provide each of the children with some string so that they can make a circle. I also used my scrapbooking punches to make a small, medium, and large square. And I've asked the children to put them from smallest to largest. And for an additional activity, I asked them to look for small, medium, and large items in their house and then sort them by size. I also had to get really creative and use items that I already had, but I noticed that I had a lot of different containers like this, and I could definitely spare quite a few. So for this activity, I decided to give each of the children 2 containers and some tweezers. I included 10 blocks so that the children can practice 1 through 10, and the children can practice transferring the blocks one at a time from one container to the other using the tweezers. The children can also use droppers or small spoons to transfer water from one container to the next. They can also try and stack the blocks. see how tall they can build. I gave each child a pipe cleaner and some Cheerios so they could make a circular bird feeder. This gives them fine motor practice, and it'll also be fun for the children to observe the birds when they come eat the Cheerios. Every spring we always do some planting, and so I provided the children with some soil. This was left over from last year, so I gave them 2 little containers for planting, some grass seed, and some beans, so that the children can plant some grass and some beans. So for this activity, I gave each of the children a square piece of felt with a slit in the middle and a button. And the activity is to just simply practice putting the button through the slit. I made a quick sink or float activity, and I provided all the materials they need, and of course they could experiment with different items in their house as well. I chose a penny, an Easter egg, a pine cone, a feather, a rock, a pom-pom, and a cork. These were all items that I had on hand. I happened to have a bunch of extra paint with water books and some other color by number books, so I'm just going to give each of the children one of these. The last activity I have is I used my scrapbooking paper and punched out different patterns of paper so that the children could practice sorting. The children can use these so many different ways. They could play memory with them. They can sort them into like groups. They can use them for patterning. I purposely put different amounts in each so they could see which ones have more, which ones have less. So there's lots of different ways that these little cards can be used. So this was a super cheap, inexpensive way to make lots of different activities. I hope this video was useful to you and it finds you healthy and safe. I'm Krista with Playing with a Purpose. I'll see you next time.